Alright, it has been requested by viewers that we do a little bit of Charizard sequencing. So, turn 1. We're going to assume for the sake of this our opponent is a Raging Bolt player because it's linear and we know what they're going to do every turn. And we're also going to assume for the sake of this that we're going to be going second. Reason you want to go second in Charizard is because you don't always have hands that look like this. Sometimes this could be a random card, and then this is an Arven. And you always want to be able to play your supporters before your opponents, or you want to be able to play supporter turn 1 so you can have access to Poffin. So, going second turn 1, they do their setup. Okay, so we have a Lumineon we could use to get an Arven. Most scenarios, especially like this, we don't really want to put a 2-pricer in play turn 1 unless it's Rotom. For the sake of argument, if we're playing against something that isn't Raging Bolt that can capture up something turn 1 and knock it out, we would want to bench Lumineon turn 1. But here we got a decent draw. I'm going to play both my Poffins. Defiance Band's in the deck so we know we can knock out a Raging Bolt. Definitely want Charmander, Pidgeot first thing. We can see we also have a Pidgeot in my hand. In a situation like this, we would also want to go find another Duskull, but we don't have another. So let's get another Charmander. You always want 2 Charmanders, or a Charizard and a Charmander in play at all times. And I'm going to get another Pidgey here. That way, if they want to gust up a Pidgey and knock it out, I still have one in reserve. Okay, so in this situation we would pass. We don't have to attach the energy. They're probably not playing Iono. They're taking a knockout on the Duskull. Let's draw. So there's the Rotom. Don't need to bench the Rotom in this scenario. Let's establish a goal. Raging Bolt just took a knockout. They're at 5 prices, we're at 6. We can easily go 2-2-2 in this matchup. We need to knock out this Raging Bolt right now, and our Charizard is doing 210 damage. So with what we have, we definitely want to Lumineon for Arven, and use Arven to find Rare Candy for Pidgeot, and we can also get a Forest Seal Stone. Let's Lumineon, Luminous Sign. Another thing to check for is Pheasantipity in the deck, so we see that that's there, that's good. Another thing to remember is we also need access to Defiance Band in this scenario, so we can do 240. If this Raging Bolt had a tool attached to it, we would be looking for a Counter Catcher instead of a Defiance Band. We also have an Ultra Ball in our hand, so that's something we're going to be able to utilize to find our Charizard. So, again, still on Luminous Sign. Let's get Arven. Arven's going to find us Rare Candy for Pidgeot. In this scenario, we are going to get Forest Seal Stone just because we don't know exactly where our line is going to be right now. But we've already established a goal. Something to consider. If you have Pidgeot in hand, it's never a bad idea to just go get Rare Candy with your Arven because you know you can just go get any card with Quick Search later. So, here's our Arven. I'm going to Candy Pidgeot now, and I'm going to touch the Forest Seal Stone because I know I'm most likely using it this turn. So, we have 2 card searches here. We still need 3 cards, which are Rare Candy, Charizard, and either Counter Catcher to knock out something like a Teal Mask Ogerpon, Defiance Band to knock out the active Raging Bolt. In this scenario specifically, I could either quick search for something like a Unfair Stamp and draw 5 new cards, or I could just Ultra Ball for Pheasantipity and draw 3 more cards, see if I can find one of those 3 pieces. It's pretty unlikely that I do, so my best bet, I think, here would probably be the best play is to Ultra Ball here for Pheasantipity. Dippity is going to get me 3 more cards, and one of them I'm going to be able to discard to find my Charizard. So we're going to shuffle up here real quick. We're going to flip the script. Again, I still have Quick Search and Force Seal Stone to use. 1, 2, 3, I flipped the script. Okay, that's fine. So here, I'm going to Ultra Ball, find Charizard. Quick Search, find the Rare Candy. And while you're doing this, it's good, you make sure you have the 2 energies in the deck. Force Seal Stone, that's my once per game effect. Here's either Defiance Band or Counter Catcher. Let's say if they have an energy on this Raging Bolt, you want to take it out. If they have an energy or multiple energies on the benched Ogerpon, you definitely want to take that out. Let's assume in this scenario that I actually want to take out a benched Ogerpon. So, again, lots of going back in this deck. Rare Candy, Charizard. Here's my 2 energies. And then we could arguably put another energy somewhere else. I actually don't hate putting another energy on this Charmander right here. I know I'm probably going to need another Charizard in this matchup anyways. And that was the last fire energy in the deck. Counter Catcher the benched Ogerpon. Burning Darkness for 210, take 2 prizes. Fast forward. They promote the Raging Bolt, they knock out my Zard naturally. They go down to 3 prices, we still have 4 prizes to take. You always want to promote your free retreater. Let's draw a card. Alright, again, beginning of the turn, let's establish a goal. They're at 3 prices, we're at 4 prices. We can go 2-2. before they can take 3. So we want to knock out a 2-prizer no matter what, whether it's this Raging Bolt or it's this Ogerpon. If you have another counter catcher in the deck, I'm pretty sure I do, it's not, again, a bad idea to take out an Ogerpon on the bench because they can hit for weakness and knock you out and all that. First thing I notice, got a Thornton. I don't really think I'm going to have to use that. Also have a Rare Candy and an Ultra Ball. And I still have a Flip Script to use. I have a Quick Search to use. My 4 Steel Stones are already used. In a situation like this, I could Quick Search and find Super Rod, but we don't know that we need that yet, because ideally I would like to find a counter catcher to knock out a benched Ogerpon. I also need to find the Super Rod. So I can guarantee myself an attack, but I'm not going to be able to guarantee myself the counter catcher. So what I'm going to do first is flip the script and draw 3 and see what I can find. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the Night Stretcher could get me Charizard. It could also get me just an energy, and I wouldn't have to use a rod right now. And that's not really a terrible option. It also gives me access to Iono to disrupt. I didn't check to see if the other Charizard was in the deck. Ultra Ball, dump away some kind of inconsequential cards in this matchup. Don't really need Turo in this matchup. I'm going to assume I don't need Thornton. I'm going to assume I'm going to be rather playing other supporters. Okay, here's Charizard. So we know there's no fire energies in the deck, but I'm going to Candy Charizard anyways. Fail the Infernal Rain. I can Night Stretcher. Just get an energy and manually attach. That's perfectly fine because now I have to. Remember, I used Infernal Rain last turn. Still have an S-Ball left over. I want to play this so I can guarantee a Charmander for next turn. Remember, I just discarded my only Thornton, so I definitely want another Charmander for next turn. Remember, you always want a backup Charmander when you're playing this deck. The last thing we're missing, unless we want to just knock out the active Raging Bolt, which would be totally fine, is we're missing a counter catcher, but we still have a Quick Search. So we're going to want to start with Iono, put them to 3. I draw 4. Okay, there's the counter catcher. I can do that. Now that I've sequenced it that way, I still have a Quick Search I can use left over. So I just put into 3 cards. If I wanted to put into 2 cards instead, what I could do is I could just Quick Search. In this scenario, I could get Unfair Stamp. If I wanted to set up for next turn, maybe, I could get Super Rod. Those are both great options. In this scenario, I'm just going to Quick Search the Unfair Stamp, get myself a few more cards here. Might as well. Use 5 cards. 2, 3, 4. It looks pretty similar to last turn. In this situation with Raging Bolt, I'm assuming since I put in 2 cards, they're going to be wanting to use Sada this turn and not like Iono or something like that, and they generally don't play Unfair Stamp, but some lists do. Shout out Michael Lade. So it's really up to your discretion whether or not you want to slam a Super Rod here or whether you don't. I personally wouldn't in this matchup. You can use this for utility later. Obviously, just retreat here. And we did the counter catcher earlier, so you Burning Darkness on the Ogerpon. They promote, they go through their turn, knockout, promote the Pidgeot, draw, and then from here it's as simple as Arven for Rare Candy. Again, use your Rare Candies wisely. I played 4, you need to play 4. 1 on Pidgeot, and I've had 3 Charizards. This is the 3rd Charizard. If you're out of Rare Candies and you don't have like a bench Charmeleon, you would need to go into Radiant Charizard in this situation, which is you would have to get off of a ball or a Quick Search and then attach manually a Fire Energy to it, so you probably would have to have something like a Quick Search for an Energy or like Night Stretcher. But anyways, Rare Candy, I can do the Super Rod thing now. Put those back in, Ultra Ball, get the Charizard, Rare Candy, my bench Charmander to Charizard, Infernal Rain, 2 Fire Energies, retreat, pretty simple Burning Darkness for, it would be 300 at this point. That's how you would sequence into a linear deck like this. Remember the prize trade, and remember to use Pidgeot to your advantage. Okay, one more against Raging Bolt going first. And again, the Raging Bolt players are going second, we're going first. Okay, this is basically exactly what you want to see if you're ever going first, except we don't have really any follow-ups, but we need we need a Buddy Poppin to be able to win this matchup going first. So, we'll draw. That might help. Play both of these, obviously, and you always want 2 Charmanders. There's 2 Charmanders. This Pidgey's probably going to get knocked out, so let's find our other Pidgey. Let's find a Duskull, perhaps, or really in this matchup, you could also go for a 3rd Charmander. Let's get him out to play. Might as well. Nothing left to do here. We could attach, arguably. You don't have to. And then pass. This Pidgey gets knocked out. We need a top deck here. Promote the Charmander. Redraw. Okay, Ultra Ball helps us a lot. First thing, we probably don't need Briar in this matchup. Let's Ultra Ball away Fire Energy and Briar. And here, we have some options. We could go, well, we can't get Pheasantipity. Oh, we can get Pheasantipity. We can't get Lumineon, because Lumineon's in the prizes. Just get the Dippity here. we're going to need a lot of help here. And a lot of people would think, okay, just bench the Dusclops, evolve the Dusclops, bench the Charizard. No, you don't need to do that yet, because they're not hurting anything by leaving them in your hand. You don't know if you want to keep the bench space open yet. Maybe you want a rare Candy Dusknoir this turn. No, so let's just wait, flip the script. Okay, we got Arven. Arven's really not going to help us too much. Not looking like the best scenario here. But we can Arven. If we need to high roll and get the knockout this turn, we can get Defiance Band. Actually, we will just get Defiance Band and Unfair Stamp here, because I have nothing going on else in my hand. Put the Defiance Band on the bench Charmander, because I can retreat and attack with this Charizard later on. No reason to play this. Wouldn't mind leaving a bench spot open for Rotom. So we are going to evolve the Dusclops now, because we want it out of my hand and out of the deck after I play this recess stand. Let's do it. Again, if you wanted even higher odds of hitting Rare Candy Charizard this turn, you can bench the Radiant Charizard there as well. Here's 5 cards. Very close. Didn't quite get there. In this scenario, you can just Nest Ball, get Rotom, and Instant Charge. And in this scenario, they probably go after your Pheasantipity and kill it somehow. You draw. There are 3 prices. You're still at 6. It's really hard to win these games. Of course, Silcone can go on the Rotom here, because we are going to want to use it. And really, in this situation, to avoid discarding a bunch of cards, let's just use it. Find Pidgeot. Or you could find Ultra Ball, discard cards you don't think you need. I think you want everything here. Rare Candy, Pidgeot. Again, because it can just get us any card. We have a Search, and we have an Arven. Let's Arven. Get Candy. I'm out of tools. Quick Search. Get Zard. Candy Zard. Don't need the Defiance Band here anymore. Infernal Rain. Let's just get all the energies out of the deck here. 1, 2. And we can Burning Darkness for knockout after I attach this energy. Let's assume they promote a new Raging Bolt, or perhaps even a Ogerpon here. They take a knockout on our Charizard. They're at 1 prize left. I really need Diona this turn to try to brick them. Promote the free retreater always. This Dusclops or Dusknoir, whatever it's going to end up being, is out of the picture now because I can't give up a prize. I'm going to draw. In this scenario, there's no need to bench another Charmander, but might as well. It still leaves me with an extra bench space. Before I use my Quick Search, I might as well see some extra cards off of Iono first. We know we need Rare Candy and Charmander. We know we don't need the Fire Energies anymore. Super Rod is a card that I see getting neglected or misused often with newer players. In this deck specifically, Super Rod basically acts as extra copies of Fire Energy to recycle Infernal Rains, so you don't have to run a bunch of Fire Energies in your deck. In this situation, we already have Fire Energies on our Charmander. Let's Super Rod just put the Charizard back in, because we don't need the Fire Energies. They only have 1 more prize to take. Iono here. Late games and situations like this, basically your only hope. If you can't win the game this turn, you need to, if you're losing the prize race, you need to put them to 1 card and hope they break. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, nice stretcher. Gets us back to Pheasantipity here. And again, we know we need both Rare Candy and Charizard, so we're not going to Quick Search yet. Because if I Quick Search first and get Charizard, and then flip the script and draw another Charizard and no Rare Candies, then I could have lost myself a game just because I sequenced this and did this the wrong way. If you need 2 specific cards, you need to draw cards before you search. So I am going to flip the script, draw cards. Okay, we got Ultra Ball. That means I can use the Ultra Ball. I can get rid of Turo. I can get rid of probably Arven here. There's the Charizard. Now I can Quick Search for the Rare Candy because that's the last thing I need. No Infernal Rain because I have no energies in the deck. Last thing to do, retreat. Assuming there's a Teal Mask Ogerpon with like 3 energies on it in the active, I don't want to use the Counter Catcher. I can just use the Counter Catcher next turn. That's what I'm going to do. They have 1 card in hand. I hope they brick. If they don't, they beat me here, unfortunately. If they do, they could, even if they promoted a 1 prizer, they still have 1 prize left and I'm down to 2. I could just go draw, Counter Catcher, win the game. That is a couple ways you can beat linear decks such as this. One last thing I'd like to go over here. We like to joke here at Spoon Squad about the Charizard math card, but realistically, stuff like this can be kind of easy to forget. Just a quick cheat for you here. If your opponent has 6 prize cards remaining, you're hitting for 180, meaning you can knock out things like Squawkabilly and Lumineon. If there are 5 prizes left, you're hitting 210, meaning you can one-shot Teal Mask Ogerpon, and Pheasantipity EX. 4 prize cards remaining means you're hitting for 240, means you can one-shot the big Raging Bolt EX. 3 prize cards left means you're hitting 270, so you can one-shot Golden Go and Blood Moon Ursalona. 2 prize cards left means you're hitting for 300, big threshold. That means you're knocking out stuff like all the V-Stars, such as Lugia V-Star, my favorite, and Pidgeot EX. And lastly, the largest threshold, 1 prize card left, you can one-shot all the Stage 2 EXs such as Charizard and Flygon. Just something to keep in mind.